Bear with me this time, boys, because this one is high concept. We can all agree that Hozier is an ancient entity born of the forest with magical lyrical powers. This is a well-known fact. A little while ago, like a year ago, when I was listening to his music, I was struck with the image of little creatures that roam the Bogfather's land, and as the songs echo through the woods, they start to become one with the creatures. And if the creatures roam long enough, they start to gain growths on their back, becoming one with both the forest around them and the lyrics to the songs. Eventually, kind of looking like the Hoarder from Labyrinth. Only nicer. Does that make sense? Did I describe that well? Hopefully you'll get the picture. I have called them Hozier foragers. And after a brief stint of about an hour where I tried to convince myself I didn't have the time or the resources to commit to a project as big as this, I decided to do it. Over the past year I've been gathering materials and making plans for this project, and now we're finally here. I started sketching out some ideas from creature embodiments of different songs, trying to narrow it down to which songs I would do, because honestly I could do all of them and it would take my entire life. There was a lot of debate over doing my favourite Hozier songs or the songs that I had the most imagery and ideas for. Considering most of his songs are my favourite songs, I decided to go with the ideas I had the clearest idea for. So I'm starting, if you haven't already guessed, with the title and the way I'm dressed, with the Blood Upon the Snow Yeti. The reasons are threefold. I've made a lot of Yetis before, so it's a safe place to start. It's a collab song, so for some reason I thought that took the pressure off, and that song absolutely slaps. First up was deciding how big I wanted things to be and sizing up the pattern I already have for my Yetis. This was really exciting because it meant I get to add more details like his big adorable belly. As well as more structure around his jaw and eyebrows. I did this by wrapping material around upholstery foam. It was thick to sew through. Sizing up also meant I had to add more depth to his teeth and claws. Toesy woesies. Look at the toesy woesies. I needed a special sewing foot to get through all this fabric, and I still haven't changed it back. Don't come at me, okay. Getting the eyes to look the way I wanted them was a lot easier at this size, and I'm really happy with how they look. was my first time attaching arms this way, and they will fall off if you even breathe near them, but the only way is up. I wanted to add more texture to the horns, which I did by felting little wormy strips on. I did this quite a while ago, so I think if I was to do this now I might try sewing on grey yarn instead. I'd love to make more big boy Yetis, so I'll probably try that next time. Making the axe was super fun. I'll say it before and I'll say it again. I love making little props. I don't normally need patterns for these sort of things. I can normally figure it out in my head and just go for it. It's my completely useless superpower. I haven't filmed anything in like 2 months. I haven't made anything in like 2 months because I've moved house. So let's see if I remember how to sew. They did not, in fact, remember how to sew, so I'm going to see you when I get my life in order. Hello, fellow humans that are definitely not a camera. So I brought this axe with me when I was moving in the van and didn't pack it anywhere because I was hoping to get something done in all the time it took to get here, but I didn't do that. I kept putting it off, and now I remember why. Because I was really worried I was going to ruin it by putting all these details onto the blade, and I might be doing that. It's so messy. I ended up going with the darker colour thread because I wanted it to be more subtle, so hopefully if it does come out terrible then it won't be as noticeable, but I don't know, maybe I can save it, but right now it's like not a straight line or a curved line. It's not in any way how I want it to be, and I've just put another knot into the thread doing that, so I don't know if you can see, but gotta keep going. We'll see. It could be awful, but you know what, who's gonna see it? Painted on his markings with fabric paint. It was very nerve-wracking, but I think it came out okay. as similar to what Kratos actually wears as possible to keep it recognisable. But it is still on quite a small scale, and with all the different armour variations you can actually get in the game, there's not necessarily one set look, so I did have a bit of creative freedom anyway. Now it's just a little matter of executing the song growing off his back. You know, the entire concept of the thing. I've not really done a lot of model work before, so I was just going off what I've learned from YouTube. And it was a very stressful experience trying to buy a big block of this foam in the UK. And it was more money than I necessarily would have liked to have spent, but I needed it for the texture. I cut it down to the rough size I needed compared to the Yeti, and then chipped away at it to give it a more mountainous finish. I was making lots of little rocks out of the leftovers. Then to add the texture, it was rock time! I primed it black as both the base coat and to stop it from melting when I used spray adhesive to attach it together. Remember to keep things ventilated, kids. I then completely winged it trying to figure out how to make a tree out of foam. I used a wood burning tool to add some tree texture to some kids' craft foam. Keeping things ventilated. And try to stick that all together to make it look like a tree. Originally I was going to sew a wolf and a bear out of felt for the back of this, but I knew I'd have to trial and error some patterns for that, and my energy has been absolutely dead for the last couple of weeks, so I decided to needle felt them instead. It gave me a bit more control because I was able to add things or squish things until I got the right shape. toesy woesies. Look at the toesy woesies. Beans! For the snow, I just pulled apart some cotton wool balls and glued it to the foam with PVA glue. Tried to make little indents in it with a stick to try and make it look like the wolf and the bear were leaving footprints behind them. And then mixed together some dark red paint to add a little bit of blood upon the snow. Get it? Hozier is without a doubt my favourite artist, from the beauty and the storytelling and his lyricism, but also from personally an artist's perspective. I like to say Hozier and I have the same muse. He's just a lot better at using it than I am, to the point that people around me probably get tired of hearing me say it. But it really helps me look at my art through a lens that works for me. I'm a creative writer as well. I've been working on a novel forever that I do actually plan to publish soon. But the feelings, the imagery, the statements that Hozier is able to make in his songs is exactly what I want from my storytelling. It's what I'm trying to do with my storytelling. And that is storytelling in my writing, but also in these silly little monsters that I make. What I'm saying is when I listen to his songs, I feel like it comes from the same place as my inspiration and my creativity. At least that's what my parasocial relationship tells me, and I'm going with it. I'm really happy to have started this project finally. They're a lot of work, so I hope it doesn't take forever. But if you're interested in seeing another one, I'm going to make 5. Come along with me. Let me know what your favourite Hozier song is and which creature you think embodies it. What little woodland creature would carry it around on its back? Which song should I make next? I've already decided, but which song do you think I should make next? Does this concept make any sense? If you want to see the next Hozier forager, please like and subscribe. You can fund said Hozier foragers on my Patreon, and I will see you next time when I try and get in the Christmas spirit. Peace out.